A man named Tony Hamilton goes to a sports coach, asking him to admit his son Stephen into both a Christian school and the football team. Along with Stephen, Tony also brings Michael, who isn't his son but someone he's taken under his wing. Michael has a tough background, coming from a troubled family. When Coach Bert Curtin sees Michael's impressive size, he's surprised. The school is willing to take a chance on Stephen, but Michael faces hurdles. With an IQ of 80 and problems in literacy, Michael struggles. Yet, Bert pushes for Michael to get an education, saying if they don't help him, nobody will. Michael, whose exact age is unknown, attends school. He looks older than his classmates and struggles in class. When given a test, he can't answer any questions and only draws a small boat. Later, he overhears Tony and his wife arguing about whether to keep him in their home. They're struggling financially, making his stay difficult. Meanwhile, Lee and Tuohy, a successful designer, goes to watch her daughter Collins in a volleyball game. Her husband Sean and son SJ are also there. After the game, Sean spots Michael gathering leftover food. The teachers wonder why Michael was even admitted to the school, given his struggles with literacy. However, one teacher, Mrs. Boswell, believes in Michael. She recently found an essay he'd thrown away that showed deep thoughts. Michael finds it hard to fit in, but SJ befriends him. Leanne notices this and becomes curious about Michael. The school gets a call from the police. Michael's father has passed away. Michael doesn't remember the last time he even saw his father. Homeless again, he spends the night at a laundromat. Mrs. Boswell notes that while Michael may have issues with literacy, he's not dumb. She's impressed by his progress. One evening, the Tuohy family sees Michael on the street after coming back from a school event. Despite the autumn weather, Michael was dressed poorly. Leanne spots him and instructs her husband to stop the car. She invites Michael, who looks embarrassed but agrees, to stay with them. When he sees their grand house, he's astonished. Leanne gives him a room to sleep in. Michael is puzzled by their kindness. Leanne spends the night worrying about Michael. Her husband suggests waiting until morning to decide what to do next. In the morning, Leanne finds the bedding neatly folded but Michael is gone. She locates him on the street and invites him back to celebrate Thanksgiving with her family. Michael, who's never seen such a feast, is stunned. The family says a prayer before eating. Later, Leanne drives Michael to his neighborhood to get his belongings. It's a poor area. Michael warns her to stay in the car for her safety. His home has been repossessed due to unpaid debts, and he has no idea where his mother is now. Leanne takes him shopping for clothes, a new experience for Michael who's not used to someone caring for him without strings attached. The next day, Leanne drops Michael and her son at school. She later tells her friends about the poor, crime-ridden area she visited. That night, she asks Michael if he wants to stay with them permanently. Michael admits it's the best place he's ever been. Leanne later meets with a school official and learns about Michael's learning difficulties. She gives Michael his own bedroom, shocked to hear he's never had his own bed before. Leanne is distressed by the harsh realities Michael has faced. Mrs. Boswell and other teachers start giving Michael special tutoring, and he begins to improve academically. The family learns that Michael is now eligible for American football trials thanks to his improved grades. During a dinner at one of the Tuohy family's own restaurants to celebrate Michael's academic success, he hugs a waiter who turns out to be his long-lost brother Marcus. Michael had no idea where Marcus lived and hadn't seen him in years. In the evening, Leanne reads a bedtime story to the kids. Michael had never been read to by his mother, so this is a special moment for him. Before going to sleep, Leanne talks to her husband about her plans to engage in charity work to help kids like Michael. It was the Christmas season, and Michael had become almost like a family member to the Tuohys. Leanne's friends were puzzled by her decision to take on this responsibility, yet they also admired her generosity and selfless actions. Leanne thought about adopting Michael, but it seemed pointless because he would be turning 18 soon. In the evening, Leanne directly asked her daughter Collins if she was uncomfortable with Michael living in their home. Collins said she was completely okay with it and didn't care about what her schoolmates thought. Michael was slowly starting to bond with other kids. Though he found it hard to interact with SJ, Collins was always there to support him. Soon, football tryouts were coming up. Coach Bird believed that Michael had a future in the sport due to his physical strength. But Michael didn't fully understand the game yet. Unlike most kids from challenging backgrounds who tend to be aggressive, Michael was gentle and afraid of hurting others. This surprised the coach. SJ began helping Michael train for the next round of tryouts, which significantly improved Michael's skills. One evening, Michael asked Leanne to assist him in getting a driver's license so he could have an ID with his name on it. She agreed, but found out that there's no record of a Michael O'Hare anywhere. Leanne then takes steps to get Michael official documentation, insurance, and even becomes his legal guardian. She talks with her husband about diving deeper into Michael's past, which Michael rarely talks about. A social worker informs them that they have very little information about Michael. All they know is that his mom has a lot of kids and has had run-ins with the law. Leanne finds Michael's mother, Denise, and talks to her. Denise is shocked that Leanne is looking after Michael without any state benefits. Denise also discloses that Michael always ran away from foster homes to look for her, revealing his deep love for his mom despite her flaws. Denise can't even recall who Michael's father was, but she knows his last name was Williams. Soon after, Leanne, along with her husband and kids, tells Michael that they want him to officially become part of their family. Feeling genuinely happy for the first time, Michael agrees. He eventually gets his driver's license, and to celebrate, his new family gifts him a car. SJ takes time to explain the rules of American football to Michael again. Michael and SJ became close as brothers. But one day, Michael got distracted while driving and ended up in a car accident with SJ. Luckily, both boys only had minor scrapes and bruises. Michael felt very guilty, but Leanne reassured him that things were fine. It turns out that Michael had actually saved SJ from worse harm by directing the airbag. Football practice continued, and despite the coach's best efforts, Michael wasn't making much headway. Leanne took it upon herself to give Michael some advice. She told him to think of his teammates as family, and it worked. During the big football game, Michael shined. At first, his team was behind, but a turnaround happened, and they won. SJ caught all of it on video, which caught the attention of coaches across the state. Soon, various football coaches visited to see Michael play in person. They were impressed and wanted him on their college teams. But, for Michael to play college football, he needed good grades. The Tuohy family arranged for a tutor named Miss Sue. Michael found the studies hard at first, but Miss Sue helped him gain confidence. Coach Nick Saban came to the Tuohy home to talk to Michael about joining a Louisiana college team. Coaches from various states and colleges kept visiting, all while Michael worked hard to improve his grades. Michael was swamped with offers, and it was challenging to decide which college to go for. Each college coach tried to lure Michael with big promises, but Michael was now mainly focused on his studies. In the end, Michael chose the University of Mississippi, the same school where his foster parents. However, Michael faced a challenge with his literature teacher, who wouldn't give him a good grade. Leanne tried to negotiate with the teacher, but to no avail. Sean was skilled in literature, so Miss Sue suggested that he personally help Michael with the essay. The topic moved Michael deeply. It was about soldiers showing courage in a doomed battle. Michael was struck by their valor and wrote his essay on this theme. His teacher was impressed and found his ideas deep. At the end of the school year, the principal gave Michael his diploma. His grade point average was high, and his foster parents were extremely proud. Then, a call came in from a child rights commissioner, asking to speak with Michael. Leanne had a bad gut feeling about this and shared her concern with Sean. The commissioner suspected that Leanne and Sean had adopted Michael to boost the University of Mississippi's profile. Michael was shaken by the allegation and, feeling betrayed, he ran away. He went back to his old neighborhood to find his biological mom, Denise, but she was nowhere to be found. Michael then realized that he didn't want to live that old lifestyle and, after an incident with a local, decided to call Leanne, who picked him up from a laundromat where he used to sleep as a homeless teen. Leanne was amazed that despite growing up in such a rough environment, Michael remained good-hearted. She asked if he truly wanted to play football, and Michael said it was his dream. He met again with the commissioner and clarified that he chose the University of Mississippi because he and his family loved the school, not for any selfish reasons. Finally, the whole family, along with Miss Sue, went to the university to send Michael off. Leanne was emotional, as Michael had become like a real son to them. In the end, Michael excelled as a top player for Ole Miss and, thanks to Miss Sue, also earned his degree.